right, we'll just give this a moment to load up, make sure that everything's okay. Just remember, I'm still mining a house and I'm on a dongle, so hopefully my connection's okay with my upload speed. If you have any issues, please just refresh because things seem to be fine on my end. So tonight I was just going to do a bit of a recap on the 3 archetypes which I send out in my newsletter, which are going to be important for this month. I've had some funny experiences with them and I thought I'd just do a little bit of sharing and seeing how things are going. Hi Samantha, so lovely to see you. Hi Kirsty. Then after that we'll go into some readings. So I'm Jessica Beard and my page is Inner Alchemist, and I always forget to introduce myself nearly every time, so I have to get that out there. And so a little bit about me. I do archetypal readings, archetypal counselling or coaching, and I run different online workshops as well. So each month I will put out like 3 archetypes which are going to be important for the month to be like on the lookout for, and I've got the newsletter a link in my write-up as well, so if you want to sign that. The one that I sent out a few days ago is the thread card, the village and the unseen. So I just want to tell you a little bit about those so you can be on the lookout for the month, and then we'll go straight into readings. So the thread card, that is to be on the lookout for the common links between everything, the things that thread through your experiences. It can be both fun, but it's also a time to look into your shadow a little bit. Like if you keep having a repetitive cycle and an issue that keeps happening over and over. So this card is asking you, okay, it's time to look for the common thread. Is it actually my personality trait that's causing the problem? Like, am I giving away too much of myself, or am I lying to myself, or am I letting others bully me? Like, what is that common thread? And then the fun side of it is just that real thread that connects everything together, the synchronicities, the really, quirky stuff where you just keep saying to yourself, you can't make these things up. I've had the most interesting time with snakes lately. I had the dog that I'm minding the house comes out and there's a tiger snake out in a night tiger out in the bush. And then that night I dream about a night tiger, and all this stuff happened, and then the next morning I get a Facebook memory from 5 years ago to the day, and I was minding my sister's place and I took all these pictures of the night tiger. So that's the thread. Like I was just taking it as absolute confirmation that I'm just in that transformation, transmutation, shedding of skin, and it's that, it almost makes all the spiritual journeys worth it. Have any of you guys been having like really fun synchronicities like that? Got Florin, good morning, darling. Edward, good morning from Canada. Gianna, hello. Cat Gray, it's lovely to see you again. Diana, oh, terrible with names. It's nice to see you. So has anybody been having like really interesting synchronicities, or has anybody been having epiphanies of like, oh, actually I've been causing this issue in my life, or there's something within me I need to work on because, obviously, it's over and over and over with the cycle, because that is the thread card, which is really active at the moment. The next card, which is really active during October, is the village archetype. That's the village card. So that is twofold. It's telling you to find really supportive people, build your own village that hold the vision of what you're trying to create and support you, and don't drag you down. Because sometimes when you're wanting to blossom out of the tribe or the village and go your own way, you've got like some project, something you're wanting to manifest, starting a new business, wanting to leave house, wanting to do anything like this that's really out of the ordinary. Unfortunately, sometimes, you know, your village or your tribe can, oh, she's being different, and it's shocking to them, and they try and pull you back into the tribe. So it's twofold, this card. It's telling you, find a village, find people that are really supportive. I've had a few friends which I haven't really been able to spend much time with for like well over 5 years, and they've come back into my life, and they've got real high integrity, and I'm so happy to have that connection back. And it really, you know, I'm going, yes, that card's right. Yep, I've got to do this. And it's also, if you've got people that drain you, and you still love them, you just as gently as you can not be available. If the people that in your life that you get absolutely nothing from, they're more a chore or a burden, then you really do need to look at, you know, doing some snipping and you know, just cutting away some of those people that are just going to drag you down. It's really important. The third card is the unseen. So everybody will be having lessons of trusting their intuition. They might have moments where they're feeling really connected to the spirit realm. They might see ghosts, they see animals, they might start having visions, or just really heightened dreams as well. Anything that's in that unseen realm. So and it's very much your intuition, and it's very important that you know, learn to trust your intuition at all times. So it's really interesting. It's kind of, now that I think about it, with Halloween, which is actually it's All Hallows Eve in pagan terminology, and I can't think of its proper name. Isn't that terrible? Not Beltane. Oh, I can't think of its Wiccan name, but you know what I mean. Like that's when the veil's at its thinnest. So there's more heightened activity, there's more dreaming, there's more all kinds of stuff. So now that I think about it, it's not surprising at this time of the year that that archetype's in play as well. So I just want to tell you about those three, because I've had like the funniest things happening to me already, and like I found those three very active. The unseen not as active for me, because I always I trust my intuition quite a bit, but I suppose it's also been being careful what you manifest, because I was talking about how long I hadn't been bitten by a tick for before, and it hasn't been years, and I used my memory. So I've invested my memory in the thought, and then I was curious, I've invested emotion in the thought, and now I've nearly been bitten by ticks twice. Crawled off the cat towards me, and I've had to flick it away, and now I can't find it. And then today I was helping someone clean up their garden, and it's just riddled with ticks, and I'm super paranoid. So I suppose that unseen card is also being really careful with what you verbalize, because it's just really heightened energy at the moment. So let's see what we've got for readings. And if anyone has been having any synchronicities or stories that are around those three, you know, let us know, because I'm really curious if other people have been having that stuff. Samhain, that's it. Oh no, how do you Samhain? That's how you pronounce it properly. So thank you. I literally, mind went blank, which is not good when you're live, is it? So let's have a look. So who's wanting readings, and if it's general guidance or if it's got a specific question. So now, how do you say your name? Diana? Did I say that good? Did I, please, spell it out like I'm supposed to. You'd like a reading. You haven't got anything written there, so let's see what we've got for you. And then Carrie, I'll get to you next, darling. So what archetypes have we got in play for Diana? . we've got the Storm. Let's pull some other cards. Storm is like a sense of something's about to happen. It's a storm in a teacup. It can be very chaotic energy. If you've got chaotic things happening or your thoughts very stormy, just see if I can get an idea of what it's in regards to. The Seed. That's very creative. Very, very creative. So we have got this Storm card. So the Storm is like, it can be very creative, like I'm having a lightning bolt of an epiphany of an idea. It can be pushing us out of our comfort zone because you've got like a really compulsive energy. You got the in with the Seed card. So the Seed is, you've got the little pearl right in the middle and then just like tons of ideas. It's highly creative. So if you have been getting a real push for one particular creative idea, then that's really important. But it could also just be a really heightened period of creativity. You've got the Gnosis card with its initiation card. So this is a nice initiation because it's the innermost knowing, and it's all about the like really feeling. It's asking you to really trust your intuition. It's forming that closer connection with the divine. So it's a time when, like any of the initiation cards, there's only 8 in the deck. So any of them are when they're multi-layered meanings. So I would take this as Storm in a Teacup, very creative, sudden epiphanies, could be a little bit chaos. Your mind could be a little bit all over the place with just so many opportunities. Then we've got the Seed, creative ideas, plant the seeds. Now just remember that if you've got overwhelming amounts of creative ideas, you can't plant 100 trees and water them all at once because you're not going to be able to grow a forest. So pull it back and just focus on one seed, one idea, and putting it, nourishing, watering it, and, you know, growing that. Depending on how big it is, you can have a couple of ideas, but that card can come through, especially with explosive energy, of being careful not to overwhelm yourself with too many things. And that's really asking you to trust yourself, work with your intuition, spend time each day, get up spend 20 minutes each morning sitting, just doing nothing in the one spot. If you've got like out in the veranda or in your kitchen or a favorite place in your house, and just spent 20 minutes each morning just kind of doing nothing and seeing what your intuition comes up. You get a creative idea. If you already have your creative idea, then you can use that period to go, well, what do I need to do, Spirit? And create that connection that's even stronger with your intuition. So I hope that one helps. Now, Diana. So did that resonate? Have you been in a really creative time of it? Okay, so I said someone was going to go next. Kerry Addison, you would love card. Does that mean you would love a card or about love? Well, Kerry, we're going to see what comes through. What archetypes are there for you? Hang on, I'm just going to smudge the cards because Storm came up straight away, and I don't want... Sometimes that happens to me. I just didn't feel quite right. I'm just going to start on that one again. Okay, Kerry. The Mentor. So was it a love card that you're wanting, Kerry? saffron's very healing, Florin. I'll go and find you a thing on saffron, and I'll come back after this live and post it in here. So look in the comments, and it's fantastic about saffron. So I'll let you read that. Now, general guide, where is... So Kerry, was it about love? Could you comment, or did you just love to get a card? We've got the mentor. The cave. What else? Seed. All right. Well, Carrie, you ended up with the mentor, which I actually feel like that's you. So are you good at teaching, or has something been coming through? It can also mean beware of a mentor. Like don't get sucked into guru energy, but I don't really feel like that's you. I think it's more like there might be something that you're wanting to step up and do, a course, leading a workshop, something that's come through. You've got the cave. So that's a deeply creative, deeply personal card. So it's when you're wanting to birth something. So you kind of go within and you ask some real questions of like, okay, what's holding me back from doing this? Spirit, do you really want me to do this? Is this my ego? Is this all, like you ask 101 questions while you're in your cave because you're really safe and it's private and it's just yours. The seed is highly creative as well. So it's like there's something that you need to birth and it's a creative idea. By having the mentor card come through, it's going to be yours. Don't be looking elsewhere. It's going to be something that you'll birth in. And I have a feeling like it's going to be important. So you need to do some self-reflection and see if there's something that needs to come out, because everybody's kind of waiting for it. It's just, you know, you need to go into your cave and do the work, and then share it with the world when you're ready to come out of that cave. But don't be like that mental card I'm getting, like don't overshare it. Don't you'll have your idea and you might ask everyone's opinion, and then it becomes like really like diluted. It's like a very personal journey, and so don't overshare with people. Keep it close in your cave, and work on it from there. You're doing a course, subconscious healing. So I say that when you it's going to be something around that. So you'll take the course that you're doing on subconscious healing and you'll go into your cave and you're doing all the work on yourself, but you will come up with an idea of something extra to help people, because it's not just something that you're learning from somebody else. There's going to be a way that you're going to be able to help people, and it's going to be uniquely yours. So don't don't dismiss that. You have a lot to give, and you know, it's almost like you'll take that and some other things that you've learned and you'll merge it into something that's uniquely yours. But it's going to be something that's really helpful. So you stay open-minded. I've got a really good feeling about that. So, you know, but don't overshare your idea until you're really solid in it. So don't go to your teacher and to this other person and go, oh, I've got this idea, because that will dilute it. You know, until it really resonates strongly in it, in yourself, and then you can share it with the world, if that makes sense, you know. So I'm kind of so curious. I'm very excited for you, because that's it's almost like you've been learning a lot of things for a long time and you're going to find ways to help people. So that's fantastic. So what have we got? Would love a general guidance. All right, Kat. I'll just give you a quick card. I'm feeling just the one. What do we need to tell Kat? What archetype? 8 of Wands. 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 8 of The temple. So the temple is it's your mind, it's your body, it's your spirit, and it's being very nourishing of all three. It's your boundaries and it's also your physical house. So his little prayer hands and they're radiating out. So, do things that nourish the body, nourish your mind by keeping your thoughts non-toxic towards yourself. So don't have self-doubt, self-criticizing thoughts. If they come up, you don't be like rough with yourself. You just go, thanks, but no, I'm gonna be positive now, and you be gentle about it. Things that nourish your soul. So make a list of 3 things that just make you feel fantastic, so that you can just draw upon them when you need to. My list is quite funny. I love going for the beach, which is fairly normal. I love a bath, mainly because I can get away from everybody. And my third one is going to the cinemas by myself. I get entertained and I don't have to talk to anybody. So, I immediately feel great after doing it. So have your list, sit down and really think about it. And when you need to nourish your soul, do so. The clear white line, that is really, really strong boundaries. So don't give away too much of yourself. Don't be around too much negativity. Don't be yes, 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 I'll do that when you actually no, no, no. So stop saying yes all the time, and make sure that you're really nourishing the mind, the body, the soul. So look after that temple. Now, who else have I got? I've got B. Hi Jess, I would like guidance on life purpose or a soulmate. Well, let's see what comes through for B. Just going to give that another smudge. Okay. Hi Samantha Love. Okay, B. Let's see what card we've got. What does B need for purpose? Purpose or soulmate? I'm just going to do true. That's interesting. I think it's about how you're talking to yourself and also like soulmate wise. So the shapeshifter is for yourself. It's like you change skins to please people too much. So it's when you're a bit of a people pleaser, you can go, go to work and you've got everyone's you smile and different things, and then underneath it's a little bit of sadness. You're not really expressing it properly. So it's also it can be highly protective, like if you're in situations which is you need to be adaptable. But when it comes to love, it's like you're not fully sharing all of yourself because you want to be in love, so you're trying to mold yourself to what they're wanting. And or it also could be you're attracted to people who are, shapeshifters, so that they themselves are doing that in return to you. But you've got that judge card as well. It's like you really judge yourself. The judge can be actually another protective aspect, because it's your judgment. Oh, this guy's just not right for me. And then it's also, you can judge yourself because you're giving away too much of yourself to people. It's like a twofold message, absolutely both of them. So use your judge to protect yourself, and judge the guys or girls, and make sure that they're right for you, and to beware shapeshifters, because that's that trickster energy when it's in the other person, because they're like, showing you a false face that they love you, everything's fine, and then as you get to know them, they're more narcissistic, or they've got personality traits which they didn't show you to start off with, and then you've invested and you're like, oh no, and all of that kind of energy. So it's kind of a warning, but it's also, you can use both of those archetypes to protect yourself. So it's hard. I'm not really picking up either or. It's kind of like both. So I would say use your judgment for discernment so that you get really, you're getting a good guy or girl. And then don't shift into anything other than yourself. Don't become a people pleaser. Don't become what you think that they need so that you can make them happy. You don't do that at all. It's time for you to find people who love you for you. Keep saying people, he or her, so can't pick up on either. So what have we got? Lisa Waltman, hello, I am lost. Lost spiritually, lost emotionally. Let's smush the cards again. I've gone through that much white sage in the last 2 weeks, it's not funny. But I just seem to be a little bit more heightened than normal. So we have got Lisa, who is feeling lost, and we're going to see what cards we can get. So are you still with us, Lisa? Oh, you're most welcome, B. I feel like your cards were telling 2 stories at once. But you know, you make sure that you don't compromise and you find someone who loves you for yourself. You don't have to morph into anything else because you're perfect. And our society can make that, you know, a bit hard to really you know, live that way, like there's so many expectations and different things. But no, stand strong, find someone who loves you for you. So hi Mel, archetypes in my life, they changed my life dramatically once I got them. So Lisa, who is lost, I'm just trying to find your card. Hello, I'm lost. You haven't popped back on, Lisa. So you've got 3 very interesting cards. The mirror is trickster energy. So it came up with the mother. So do you have a female in your life, whether it is your actual mother or someone that's in a role that is, you know, a boss, a friend that's a little bit domineering, or an aunt or someone like that? And it's almost like they build you up but then tear you down kind of thing, because I get like a really like almost like gaslighting feel, like it's not particularly that nice. And you've gone into the Anima Mundi card, which is also an initiation, and it's the connection between all things. It's a highly spiritual card. So do you have a female in your life that is ridiculing anything that you say, or puts you down, or is dismissive of your likes? Because if you do, you need to do some serious work on letting go of that. The mother can also be you know, you could be doing this to yourself. The trickster energy is like when you get you trick yourself, you don't believe in yourself, all those kinds of aspects. Then the mother is, you know, it's archetypal with all females. you know, it refers to that because it's not a female or a male card. And then the anemone is initiation. So it's, I mean, that's not a light and fluffy card. That's quite, I just feel like you're being messed with. It could also be energetic attacks and different things like that. So do you have a regular cleansing rituals? Do you know, like, do you have your white sage out? Do you have crystals? Do you take lots of bath walks on the beach, ground yourself, meditate? Like, I am more than willing to help you get unlost. I just need a little bit more information, because there's some tough cards, honey, and know that you're loved, very, very loved. That's the thing that we all kind of forget is we're all connected. You can find love. People can speak such positive things, and you've just got to ask for help. And quite often, there's more than one hand that'll reach out to help you up. All right. So, who else have I got? Lucina Wilson-Chilinsky. Actually, I think I almost said that correctly, and I'm terrible with names. So, you've asked for a card. I'm just going to smudge my view 1 sec. Okay. What archetype do you need to hear? Lots of initiation cards today, but that's why everything that's going on the planet. I've been doing a lot of readings, and the clients that I have are just blowing my mind with how amazing they all are. And there's just so many initiations, but with the COVID and with everything that's going on, it's like a prime directive in the collective. We must shift. We just literally have no choice. This is Sustainer. Okay, Lucina, you have a gate. So this is an initiation card, and it's asking you to be really open to receiving with spirit. It's about building your intuition and your connection with everything. It's asking you to put spirit at the center of your life, so your soul, your connection, your spiritual practices, instead of yourself. So it's a really humbling card. I feel like you've probably had all kinds of things going on, and the anxiety is because you just don't know where to start. Creative ideas pulled in this direction, pulled in that direction, like, what do I do? You know, it's really learning to trust yourself, really learning to trust your intuition, and building your practice with your spiritual self. Just remember, and I said this to a client just this morning, if you're given power in this lifetime, if you're given the ability to see, hear, feel things, you trust and build your intuition, you don't have to be afraid, because with that power comes also the power to heal, cleanse, and help yourself. So you don't get all the bad gifts and not get all the positives. I haven't met one person who hasn't come to the realization that with this hand, they've got these powerful gifts, and that with this hand, they can't help themselves. That's what half the lessons are about. So I feel like there's just so much going on for you mentally, emotionally in your field. If you have a trusted energy healer you can go to, someone that's high in integrity might help with a bit of a cleanse just to support you while you're going through things. When I was really doing a lot of spiritual stuff when I first started, and when I was in that real influx of stuff, I almost felt like I was digging so much into my energy field that I'd go to a healer that cleansed me, and then I'd just keep digging. And it was quite amazing. You come with a really second lovely card, around the wrong way. That's the Sustainer. So you're going to actually take comfort in the everyday things. So making yourself breakfast, doing the washing, going for a drive, going for a walk, patting the dog, feeding the animals. Any of those things are the boring old chores are actually the things that ground you so that you can get through all of this. So it's the sustain is just beautiful because a lot of people see chores as really boring, but it's literally spirit saying this is what's going to ground you while you go through all this stuff mentally and emotionally and energetically. So when you roll out of bed to make breakfast, you're like, I'm actually feeding my soul at the moment, and you honor that. The final card is the comic, and it means that you can have like that ecstatic fun time of it, like but then beware, because underneath it can also be deep emotion. Some of the best comedians on the planet are also depressed, so it's asking you to be really aware of your emotions and to express them and find a way which you can move through those emotions, find support groups, go and have a cry in the shower. Don't bottle it up and don't hide it with a smile like many of the comedians. It's almost like, I must be the cheerful, quirky, fun one. And then underneath it is actually a lot of pain and grief. Because with any initiation comes transformation. It comes, you literally shed from one person into another. You're completely different on a cellular level. So you get to have that death and rebirth. You get to mourn the old you as you rebirth the new you. So honor those emotions. Get help when they come through. You are not alone. Ask for help, because there's thousands around the planet that will just, would help you, and probably quite a few people around you as well. So you don't have to fake smile it and tough it through. Ask for help. So who's next? All right, Zane. Oh, Carly, I loved my reading with you. It was just awesome. You're one of the awesome people I was talking about before. I've been so blessed. Okay, Zane, you're struggling to move forward. Let me just smudge my cards again. I'm in smudge mode. People are anxious if they, don't get things. Well, if I don't have sage, then I get anxious because it just super chills me out and relaxes me. And my brother tells me it smells like marijuana, and I said people who smoke marijuana would be upset with me because my life's strange and I don't have to smoke a thing in order to get it. I get it for free. Quirky life. Zane, you're struggling to move forward. What can we tell you? Ooh. Oh, we got the mentor again. I feel like it might be dead end. That's not so good. Okay, so Zane, you have somebody in your life that really needs to leave. You have the mentor card that's came through, and it didn't feel like for yourself. So it's like somebody who has a teacher role or a place of authority in your life. They're going to be highly charming. They're going to be somebody that you trust, but at the same time is like not quite right here. The next card was the dead end. So the dead end is one door closing so another one can open. So it's like you really need to be aware of whoever that is with that mentor. When it says mentor, it can also be like you've started to study something, and then a part of you is going, I don't know if this is quite right, and it's It's, you'll know what it is, I reckon. And then the Thanatos is the death card. So death is like you've had to have this entire experience so that it's, you're into that underworld of your psyche. So it's just a lesson in power. Every single person I know has probably, no, I've done it, so most of my friends on the spiritual path, they'll give their power away to a mentor, but the actual lesson from spirit is because you have to learn what discernment is. You have to learn to trust your guts, that you're enough. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. You've got gifts and talents of your own. So, do you know who that mentor card is, or is it going to be something that's coming up? I kind of feel like you know who it is, or if it's a modality or a books you're learning or something like that. So let me know, Zane, because that's, even though they're two darker cards, it feels really positive to me. Like it's almost like it, yeah, okay, I'm coming to an ending. I understand the lesson and I move on. So don't get worried about some of the cards sounding a bit dark, because I embrace my death and rebirth, because I like to experience the new me that comes on the outside of it. Actually, while I'm in the death and rebirth and I'm like laying in bed for a week where I'm like, ugh, what did you ask for this time, Jessica? That's not so fun. But I do know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm gonna like the new me. So I embrace them. Now, who else have we got? Did that resonate, Zane? Have you got like a do you know who the mentor is archetypally? Now, might be your ex. Did they say anything that kind of eroded your self-confidence, or would come at a place like of higher, they know so much and you don't, they're better than you at this, they're more knowledgeable at you than this? If that's the kind of thing, then it definitely could be your ex. And for it to come up in a reading like this, you need to do a cutting of the ties ceremony, or a burning it. So write down, the contract's completely over. And actually, if you have trouble with that, with the cutting of the ties, just message me on my Facebook page and I'll just record you a little thing and you can listen to it. It's like an activation. And I find it really powerful and really simple. So if you know how to do a cutting of the ties or a burning ceremony to cleanse it away, then you can do it yourself. If you have, you need to have a little bit of help, then just message me. And then I can just literally record it and I'll send it to you. That's easy as. So, Lucina, it's such a lovely tribe here at Spiritual Events Directory. I have the most lovely experience. It's just so wonderful. So I'm glad you're feeling better, honey. Now, Casey Morrison. Hi, Jess. Hope you're well. If you get a chance, I'd love a message that might come through. Casey, let's go for it. And luckily, my white sage is still burning. So we'll wipe those, and I'm just going to take a sip. Voila. Oops, I'm nearly going to set the dining table on fire. It's always good. I'll be the house sitter from hell. So, Casey. Oh, why did Lucy's thing go big? There we go. How do I get rid of that? Why is Lucy so big? Okay. Lucina, your picture is giant and hold on. Is it a Mercury retrograde? I've been having the funniest technology things all day. Casey, what message have we got for the lovely and divine Casey? That is interesting. Okay, we got the desert, followed by the mystic, followed by the judge. So I feel like the desert's almost like you've been on a spiritual path, or you've been no, it's a spiritual path. You've been doing a lot for a lot of years, and it's like, am I ever gonna get to the end of this, or am I gonna have this epiphany? It's like you're something that you're working on. You want like a closer connection with spirit, or you want to have a defining moment, like see ghosts or something like that. Um, it's like you're wandering in the desert and it's like, is this ever going to happen kind of feeling. The fact that it's the mystic really makes me think that it's very spiritual. The mystic is one of, well, my thing last week on it was be careful not to call the mystic in, because it's an archetype that's way harder than most people expect. Like they think, oh, I'm going to have flowers in my hair and I'm going to go, jumping through the forest and, everything's fine. When you have this card come in, it's deep esoterical knowledge. It's a light worker. It is the ability to never ever give up on your spiritual path. So it's almost like the desert cards is like, oh, can I do this? Is it ever going to end? Like, what is the meaning of all that? And the mystic cards like coming through going, no, you're fine, keep going, keep learning. And it's kind of like wanting you to step up a little bit. And I think this judgment card, this judge, it's like you judge yourself. And I'm wondering whether or not you really acknowledge how much spiritual learnings that you've been doing and how awesome you are. Because, this happens with a lot of the people that's been coming to me for readings, is it's things that they do in their everyday life that they take for granted as being so easy. And I look at them and I'm like, that's not easy. Like most people don't do that. So, or can't do that, or so it's like these whole three cards asking you to really look at the things you've been doing, and have you acknowledged how far you've come, and that you're no longer wandering alone in the desert. You actually have a far deeper connection with spirit than you did when you first started. What do you do for a living? Do you help people spiritually? You in the spiritual arena? Very curious. Now, pages. So let me scroll down. So Casey, you really need to acknowledge your gifts and talents. You're no longer alone, and don't judge yourself. If in doubt, ask for signs. That's what I do. If something comes through and I'm like, are you serious? And it's too big, or it's too weird, or it's something that I've never done before, I go, you guys, you're gonna have to give me some signs so I'm reassured that this is actually what you want me to do and it's what my path is. So trust yourself, and if it seems like too weird, ask for signs. Put it in your maybe basket. I feel I have so much to clear, so I don't have so many blocks. Casey, I just don't know whether or not you've been clearing more than you expected. I think you really need to sit down and say, ask yourself, well, what exactly do I need to clear? And then you might be surprised at how short the list is. And this happens. Spirit doesn't give us a gold star when we pass things and let go of things. I don't actually know when I gave up my fear of doing Facebook Lives and putting myself out there. This one day I went, yeah. And I look up and I'm like, couldn't you guys have gave me, a gold star and let me know? And so I just feel like you're doing really well. Don't be too judgmental towards yourself and trust that intuition. Okey-dokey. Sarah K. Hi again. Could I please have another reading? You were so spot on for me the other night. Can't wait. Thank you again for your time and energy at this moment. Beautiful lady. I'll have to book a reading with you again soon. Well, Sarah, let's see what card comes through for you. And thank you for your kind words. I should say that, shouldn't I? Okay, Sarah. Ooh, threshold. Bloomin' webcam of mine. Everything's upside down. So, threshold is that exciting feeling of something's about to happen. I'm standing on that cliff. I am getting ready to dive off, but it's a bit scary. And this is spirit saying, do it. So if you have creative ideas, if you have something that you think needs action, then it's time to take that leap of faith and do it. It's one of my most favorite cards because I'm an Aries and I actually like to dive off the cliff because it's scary. And so take a few deep breaths and dive off that cliff. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen. You have to come back and tell us all what happens when you take your leap of faith and what changes in your life. It's a very good card. Okay, so you're doing fantastic. I really mean that. So sit down with a piece of paper and, look at what you were doing 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and then look at where you are now. Sometimes we need to pause, look back, and that's how far you see you've gone. You're like, wow, it's amazing. So, what else have we got? We've still got time for some more. So I've been keeping my readings discounted because I just think it's such an amazing time on the planet. And so I just charge $50 for them. And it's an hour long and it's 9 to 15 cards. Sometimes I pull extra for the future depending if it feels right. And, like I'm in a good financial position and I'm really lucky. So this is my gift to the planet, and I'm also got a couple of workshops and stuff coming up. So that's all on my page. Who else have we got? Jen Lee. Hello, Jess. It's short and sweet, but you're standing out to me. So Jen Lee, I'm going to give you a general reading. I'm going to just see what comes through. The seed. We might have had, that might be the card of the day. Such creative. I'm going to draw another one because it's such a creative card. I need to know what it's going with. Ooh, the warrior. I'm going to do another one. It's telling me a story. Okie dokie. So we have got the seed card, which is highly creative ideas. It can be you're bombarded with creative ideas. It's like, I want to learn this, I want to do that, I want to build this, I want to grow that. Like it's a time when lots is coming through. Little pearl in the middle, whoop, there we go, is, pearls of wisdom. As I said before, you've got to be careful that you don't take on too many creative projects because you're just not going to have the time and the energy to grow them all. The warrior came through. Such beautiful energy. So I have a feeling like you're having an idea which is a little bit scary. You want to do something that's not in your comfort zone, and the warrior is going to come in and give you the strength to do it. Once again, dun, 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 initiation card. So this is gnosis. It's the connection with all things. It's your intuition, it's your higher self, it is a card of feeling. So it's really trusting your gut instincts, and I almost get like feeling like within the body. So whether or not you've got some interest in a modality or massage or tapping or acupuncture, something that's like feeling within the body. I don't know how to really describe it, but if you have an outrageous idea, which is, you know, you keep getting it and you're like, don't know if I can do that. The warrior is coming through, and that initiation is saying, you know, girlfriend, it's time to get onto this. You can't hide from an initiation. We try, but they last for years, and then you just come back to where you start. So I highly, highly recommend that everyone embrace their initiation periods, because it's far more easier and you process through it quicker. So it's very much about surrendering. It's taking those leaps of faith, and more than anything, it's trusting yourself. So who else have I got? Looking for a new career, Marissa. Well, I can tell you what archetypes will be important for you, but I can't really give you like a, you know, you need to become a vet, you know. Now, let's see what archetype is important for Marissa. Oh, what archetypes? Okay. We have got the venom. So the venom is asking you to be really, the venom's toxic thoughts towards yourself, and it's toxic people. So there's either people in your life that's going, don't you dare change your career, it's in the middle of COVID, what were you thinking? You ignore them and you do what you want. If you're having doubts towards yourself, then you need to be more gentle. You need to wipe that out of there. Remember, don't get bitter and angry at your self-doubting thoughts, because that's just adding negativity on towards negativity. You be gentle with yourself and go, thanks, that's not really that helpful. I'm going to change that to doing this. And that's how you flip the energy. It has to be soft. It has to be gentle. It can't be negative with yourself. Whatever you're going to do with your next career is going to be important to be the bridge. So you're going to be helping people get from one side to the other of whatever you're doing. So if you're teaching, then, you know, you're helping other people understand whatever you're teaching. If you're healing, you're doing that. If it's spiritual work, it's helping bridge the intuition to hear. People who get this card, they're so vital on the planet, because they help people who can't get across from one side to the other. So you help people. You help people see the way clear. It's almost like counselling or the social services. Quite a lot of them are bridges and stuff as well. You've got the king. Now this is the divine masculine, and it comes up, and it can be that venomous person that could be a male in your life, parent, partner, brother, boy next door, you know, somebody who's trying to be in their ego, be controlling, or you can literally help men. So it's a twofold card, because this deck doesn't have a divine masculine. So the father and the king can both be the divine masculine. So I really feel like you need to either help men because you're capable with something or other, or be aware of the men in your life that are being negative Nancy's, and don't let them stop you from doing what you're passionate about. So we've got time for one more. Florin, I'll do you. We'll end with Florin, who we all adore. And I think the seed could be a group card. It has come up quite a few times, but I might do a group card at the very end, just to see. Okay, Florin. Ooh, you got the dead end. So it's like a door shutting and another one's opening. Do you have an idea of whereabouts that's in your life? The medallion. So it's like you've been striving for something. One third one. Forest. Okay. So the medallion is usually when someone's striving for something, almost like a trophy, like they want to obtain something. The dead end card is like there's something that you've thought that you needed to do in order to get what you're wanting, but it's actually the wrong thing. You need to shut that door so another one can open. And you've got the highly creative idea of the forest. So it's like when you shut that door, you're going to have so many options that you're going to be a little bit overwhelmed. So it's like when you can see too many trees for the forest. So like the seed cards, you pick one thing, one tree, and you walk towards that, and you nourish that one tree, and then you nourish a few more, and then soon you've got a grove, and then you've got a forest. But if you try and nourish 100 trees at once, it ain't going to happen. So I just wanted to know, with that medallion card, do you know what that is? So, like, are you trying to strive for something because it's something you're trying to obtain? I'm very curious. The dead end. Something needs to, like, you've thought whatever it is going to be how you obtain something, but it's actually not. So you'll feel that door closing, but don't mourn it, don't freak out, don't get disappointed that what you're trying to manifest hasn't manifested in the way that you're wanting, because these cards are showing me that you'll get it anyway, as long as you don't fall into despair at that door's closing. Just go, oh, that didn't work, on to the next one, so that it really, starts to work. People pleasing, I think. No, stop doing that. There's too many people pleasing happening. COVID is the time for us all to go internal. I reckon that's why it's happened. It's time for us to work on our shit. It's time for us to look at all the things that we've been doing and going, well, that doesn't really serve anyone. Because when you people please, you enable them. So I think that, but that medallion card, it's like you're wanting something. Are you trying to manifest something? Have you got a business that you're wanting to get? Are you learning something? The medallions usually are something that you want quite a lot. It's like a craving. Very curious. When is Corona going away? When enough of us has shifted, I have a very esoterical look on it, Corona, and I see it as the planet's being needed to do some deep reflection, because the way we were going was not sustaining the whole. So we were heading for extinction, basically, and this is a reset button. So that's just how I see it. And like the clients that I've got coming through, it's quite profound what's going on with them and the gifts that they've got. And just there's so much change. And remember, the last time that we had this much change on the planet was World War II, when the whole globe was being affected. But instead of being affected, we're now all being infected, and we're having to change. And we change through suffering. I know that sounds harsh, but when we suffer, we grow. And so the micro and the macro really does, it's just so important. We heal the whole by healing ourselves. So every single person that's here with me today, we all start doing our bit and changing for the better and being better people. Then the planet changes, becomes better doing things. How ironic. I asked for a group card and I got the prayer. So pray. develop your connection with yourself, with your higher self, with your intuition, develop a beautiful personal relationship with the divine. I talk to God, Goddess every day, and I believe they answer back. So develop that. See the divine in, you know, my snake experience that I was talking about. See the divine in, you know, special moments, and pray, 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 pray. So I must get going. I've gone 5 minutes over time and I didn't realise. So it's been amazing. Remember, if you want a reading, they're only $50 and it's Australian. I haven't gone 50 US. So it's $50 Australian. And my Facebook page is inneralchemist.org if you search that. But all the links are in the write-up as well. It has been so lovely spending tonight with you, and I wish you a fantastic week, and I'll see you next Friday. Much love.